3 starting up right here, right now. Our red Terran player in the top left corner of the map is going to be Team Liquid's Clem. It was a beautiful sight to see in our games, always fun to watch. Excited to see if his time in Korea is going to pay off for him coming into that eSports World Cup next month. As we have in the bottom left corner of the map from Vitality, the blue Zerg player, Solar. Game number 1, and like I say, I feel as though Solar is almost definitely going to have to stay away from the gonna have to stay away from the aggression, because that's the thing that Clem was really able to do very well against before. Shut down that aggression and go from there, and then kind of win games off of it. But he did struggle in the longer games, like I say. So kind of interesting, because that wouldn't have been the way I expect things to go. As Yo Gnoy, how you doing? Thank you so much for the Prime sub for 30 months. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for resubscribing. Thank you for using the Prime on the channel. It really does help us keep on streaming and casting and producing the content. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. Our Overlord continues to go moving up. It's going to come across the map here. Otherwise, we've got ourselves an SCV just traveling downwards on the map. So that SCV coming across the other way for the moment as well. Comes over, going to start hitting a couple of these drones. Ling's going to get popped around a little bit. As you have Ling's just going to go through. Reaper's going to get jumped onto there. Factory in the command center still coming up, and Ling's still chasing the Reaper away too. Moving back up top, couple CCs coming in. First drone though already taking some damage. This drone chasing this SCV away, as I guess that's just an issue becoming a third base. One drone has died. Sorry, one Zergling has died. So Reaper continues to escape all the way up to the top. Again, that link speed still coming through. A few more drones coming up from Solar. Queen on the way out as well. Our hatchery still producing. As the Reaper just turns back around. CC and the racks coming in. The Hellions are still producing on through as well. Getting everything set here in game number 1 of this best of 3. Oh, Ling's now going to get catch on that Reaper. Not quite. They have speed. The dance of the Reaper can be pretty nice. Actually pops a few links further away. He says that's enough for me to justify running for it. And the Reaper gets to the Hellions. Cool bit of micro there out of Clem as he does successfully escape. And that's, like I say, very nicely done. As the Reaper and the 2 Hellions now going to come back down towards the bottom side. A couple Queens are going to be there. Links still joined up together. We do have Stim Pack about halfway done as well at the moment, as Queens will be there to push back as much as possible. Trying to help deny anything else kind of building off of this is a little bit of creep, taking a little bit of grenade damage. Some more Marines coming around, Orbital Command finishing up. Factory is getting a reactor on the go, and a couple of mules drop into that natural as well. Medevac Marines, Stimpack all coming through. The armory is still on the way out, as we have Hellions and the Reaper also making their way about, trying to come over to the right hand side. Well, that Rax is coming through, the armory is still coming up. Hellion and Marines are in production. Stimpack is about to be done as well, so we'll get that stim completed. Means need to be active in the forward position. 1-1 upgrades coming through on the side of Solar. So already just going to be seeing Solar moving through. Clem's finishing the armory, so he will have a Marine Hellbat timing here. This is similar to what he was doing a little bit of, on Monday in that ESL Open Cup Finals. The Queens pull back a little further now, and the Hellions morph into Hellbats. This is just where Solar being quite greedy, right? Evo Chambers before Bane Nest. This is where he might face some trouble, but the Queen count is good. The Ling count is very low, but there are Lings now starting to spawn in. Let's see what the Queens can do, as they need to put in a lot of work here, because, quite frankly, there's not a lot of, honestly, not that many transfusions even available. Medevac has to pull back a little bit. We're going to start getting rid of these Queens. A lot of Marines remaining. If these Queens start dropping, they really are the defense at the moment. A few more Lings showing up. I think that's going to be good enough. Oh, we're going to get rid of a few more Queens now, though. It's such a fine line. Suddenly, the Queens start dropping very quickly because they've got no HP left. And Clem is up the left ramp, gets a couple Queens there, finds that Overlord as well. It's not going to have an immediate impact. We'll turn it into a scan and some creep clearing movements. As now 2 more Hellbats just showed up as well. This is the problem, because now you don't have the Queens kind of as a consistency kind of unit here. So it's just the Lings that are running in, but Lings running into Hellbats does not trade great. These Hellbats still trying to make their way to a mineral line. That might not be allowed to happen, but yeah, you're still kind of threatening, and only just now is Solar going to be able to start droning once again. Clem with success here at these early points of this, as we do see a bit of micro. That Medevac is super low, but cute micro from Clem as he plays the pickup game. It was cute for a while, eventually just kind of ran out of fortunes though, as the other Lings come across. A few Marines are stibbing again. Solar will hold on, and now Solar will have 1-1 upgrades to help him out. So that greed of playing the 1-1 melee upgrades early is now going to start actually benefiting from him a little bit. Does he have the money to go straight into 2-2? He really does, yes. So he should be able to start 2-2 pretty much immediately and maintain that upgrade lead. And that's going to give him multiple points throughout this game, where he's actually going to have that upgrade lead and that better position to play forward from. No Summer Bash games today? No Summer Bash games today. Summer Bash will be back tomorrow for Group D. Maybe a little bit of Group C as well. Kind of depends on how big a stream I'm feeling. As a couple Hellbats go down, Marines are going to continue to fire it up. Ling Bane still moving through. The Queen's going to still stay and try and stand their ground as well. Again, that 1-1 about to finish up from Clem. As the Medevacs, Marines, Widow Mines all coming through. The factory online as well. Extra barracks coming up. The Marines turn back around. Queen's still taking some damage. Ling Bane still gathering. It's another Ling getting picked up. Cluster attack is already on the way up. We do have the Queen still firing up a storm. Marines wanting to press on forward. A couple creep teamers going down. The Lings actually dart past and going to go towards Marines in a Widow Mine. Continue to play the back and forth game. We go one way, we go the other. Widow Mine's going to unburrow, reburrow here. What are the Banelings going to do? They're just going to blow them up, so the Widow Mines don't even get to go off. Clem is maintaining a slight supply lead, but this is what Solar is masterful at, just not quite dying. And just keeping himself alive for those little bits of time longer. If you stay alive long enough, you get to lurkers, and then the game completely turns on its head. Queens, Lings, Hydras, Banes all joined up together again. We do have our Marines looking to move forward a little bit. Queens will take some damage. A couple of Banes going to take a few shots as well. Lings and Hydras looking to play the follow-up game as well on top of that. Hydra's still going to be there. Medevac's chased away for the moment. Just going to be seeing these SCVs coming back through as the Banes crash in. 6 workers going down. Marines still pressing, as we do have the Ling Bane still moving about as well. 2-2 upgrades coming in. The drilling clause is about halfway done. Widow Mine shot going off onto a little bit of that Ling Bane as well, so just finding a little extra here so far. Our Marines still going to press on forwards. The Queen pushed back for the moment. Drilling clause 2-2. Just coming about. We do see our Marines still firing. Queen's taking some shots. A few more Banelings going down. Banes are still making their way across here. Again, the drilling clause coming up. The 2-2 upgrades coming about. Our Marines are firing up on some more Lings. We have the Planetary Fortress on the way as our Bane Hydra coming through. The Widow Mine shoots. That's going to be picking off a few of those Banes as well. And the army here from Clem would love to try and get back down to the bottom right side. Well, Clem still keeps the pressure going. The Hive is about to finish in here from Solar. He does have the Lurker Den. Obviously would like some Lurker upgrades before he really tries to commit to Lurkers in a fight. And we just have Water Mines going off across the board on this. The rest of the bio still trying to come around and just take action as we have run out of Banelings. There's only one left in the back, but I think we've actually got enough Hydras to kind of stand and fight against this amount of units. Clem would need reinforcements to break through, and that's going to give Solar time to get new Banelings on the way. He's also going to prioritize a couple of Vipers, which I love to see. A couple of Vipers go a long way to helping out as well, for sure. Libs, Marines, a Marauder coming up, +3 attack coming through. Those Medivacs are going to go boosting over to the left-hand side. Another command center onto the top right. Oh, Clem's still trying to drop on the left, so has a bigger push on the right side, but the Lurkers are starting to come online. And that's set up as a Widow Mine shot goes off onto a moving Baneling. The bio still moving about, the Lingbane Hydra coming about as well. 3 upgrades coming through, our Widow Mines are going to fire up. Ling's Hydra's taking big shots. Overseer's going to get blown up during this. Overseers are not a cheap replacement actually, so not bad to take those down. He's going to find a chance to get rid of this Lurker. He's going to load up a few more of those Marines. The Liberator on the right side goes down to the Hydralisks. And the drone's actually going to get back to mining bottom right, but there's actually still a Liberator there as Clem makes a dive up through the center. Army supply is heavily in his favor, and I think Solar is struggling with the numbers right now. Just doesn't quite have enough. As the Banelings, though, crash through. Mostly hitting Marauders, and Clem just evacuates away. I mean, at least the Lurker stopped Clem from dropping immediately and coming back in. He's going to try and target fire down. The Lurker Den here, that will not be successful. A Baneling hit dead center on the Marines. Took a lot of their power away as he tries to dive into Lurkers here. He gets one of them. Again, it's just that Hydralisk count a little bit too high to kind of continue to justify pushing further into again and again. A 3-3 of Clem continuing to build up, so he will take an upgrade lead here eventually as well. Not far from having +3 attack already. And then the +3 armor is, what, about 30 seconds, 40 seconds behind it, so not looking bad there at all. Fire still fighting, a couple of these Banelings still getting knocked down. Widow Mine gets taken out as well. Viper goes on the consuming train, consuming up the hatchery at the moment. Bio coming back through, the Lurkers taking a lot of shots. Snipes coming by. Obviously more snipes just means more efficiency from Clem, who is very patient in this game. Does not feel the need to really send this too quickly. Does not need, feel the need to just fully kind of commit and just never look back. He's ready to just play this out as long as he needs to, and just little by little, snipe by snipe, win this. Great job of it as our bio still gathers up. Yeah, still playing coming through. The +1 vehicle playing coming up as well. We do have a missile turret about to finish from Clem. A bit of bio still moving around, and we'll go still ready to snipe as well. Lurkers, Lings, +2 missiles coming up. Effects will load up and just going to boost away while Clem is still around the left-hand side. Again, potential snipes here on these Lurkers. Already lining a couple up. One Lurker on the left side goes down quickly. Actually have a couple of these Lurkers low HP but not killed off, but yeah, we need Solar to kind of show up with everything else to actually play the cleanup game now. Snipe, and 2 Lurkers actually go down. This time it's going to be one more as well. Now the Ghosts are really raining in the damages. It's not just damage anymore. Now it's actually netting kills. And each Lurker that goes down is one little bit less defense that you have a Solar, as he's going to get a Nidus up. He didn't even have anything in position on the Nidus, so I think the Nidus will just die without doing anything, despite going up, completely freely in the main base. Yeah, now he brought a couple of lurkers across. He actually got one burrowed, and the ghosts have to back away. So he did get a couple units in there eventually, but of course it was not quick. And now Clem's had plenty of time to get units in position to deal with it, so he might lose some ghosts, but it's cost Solar a bunch of lurkers at the same time. So it really has not been anything great at all. Solar is sitting on the 5 bases against the 5-base Terran, which also is never really a good thing as a Zerg. You're typically trading worse, which means we want to be mining a whole lot more. And we're not really doing that right now. And as the +2 vehicle plane comes up, the advanced ballistics continues in also. Being Hydra moving through, another Wood of Mine shot, and a couple of Lings going down. The Ling is still trying to move forward there, but the Bio is in position, turning those around quickly as we are going to start moving through. A couple of lurker shots coming in, the Ghosts sniping up wherever and however they can. Still moving through, just going to be seeing the Ghost Academy getting picked up. And Baneling's going to continue through as well. It is just continuing to be Solar bleeding out in supply. He's actually going to just see Clem committing to this fight. Yeah, he's right too. Wasn't enough Banelings to truly scare him away, and that is going to do it. Clem pushes through for 170, 120 to supply lead. GG's, says Solar. And Clem is going to win this one and take it to a 1-0 lead in the best of 3, just like that. So Clem gets up to a 1-0 advantage as we get ready, getting into the game and getting ready to play. It's not a big deal. Quick reboot host, and we are back at it. In the top left-hand side, our red Terran player from Team Liquid. This is Clem. Taking on our blue Zerg in the bottom right side, Solar. Alright, well, Barracks Gas coming up, SCV on the way. I'm going to go low ground barracks here from Clem, so potentially going to be seeing some of that early game some of that early game Reaper play, so just going to get that up and online. Get that row through for a little bit. Hatch, Gas, and Pool coming up. Again, a couple barracks on the way. SCV building. Get this up and running. Well, first Reaper popping out, second barrack is going to finish up, and second Reaper will start as well. So just going to get that underway. Yeah, Reaper gonna fight a few Lings, taking some damage. Honestly, Reapers will start to fight here for a little bit. Reapers will fight. Hatch will still take some damage. Gonna be seeing the Hatch still taking some hits. is again very close to going down. He's just going to see a couple more grenades continuing to come through there. And these Reapers are absolutely having a great time back up in this main base. Link speed done and still controlling the space, trying to get as many pickoffs as we possibly can right here. The more we get, the happier we're going to be at the end of this as the Reapers dive deep into the main. Going to go for a few more lings. Another decent grenade. We turn around again. Another grenade that's going to hit well. It actually has continued to do great. How have we finally losing a Reaper? I was going to say we hadn't lost a Reaper still. Finally 2 go down, now 3, and now they all start come crashing down. But my goodness. 20 lings and a drone. I feel like we had no right doing that amount of damage, and yet here we are. Damn. But wasn't that just a little bit crazy? Wasn't that just a little bit crazy? Yes, it was, is the answer. Marines continuing up, Stimpack on the way, a few SCVs, Queens, drones all coming out, another Overlord on the way through as well. We're going to see our factory continuing to get set up. Orbital Command will move down towards the third base. A few more drones coming through. Queen popping up. Stimpack on the way. Again, tank, marines, medevacs aren't coming by. We do have the engineering base also in production currently. So just continue to bring that through. The medevacs will be unloading and the Overlord here will go down. There's Clem. See, ready to get across the map and start putting some further pressure on. Even if that's just starting to deny some of the creep spread. It is time for him to get out there and to get something done. Marines unload from the medevacs. Come back around the right. Overlord getting chased away a little. 1-1 upgrades and combat shield both on the way up. Flare, Baneling Nest, a few more Zerglings coming through. There goes the Overlord. We scan it up. We're going to get rid of a couple creep teamers already. Queens will be there to push those Marines back at a moment's notice, and those Marines get shoved back immediately, so a little bit of a step back on that one. Medevacs will work their way around the left-hand side. Marines continue to unload. The Lings are setting up down on the low ground. A hatchery going to be here as well in the 6 o'clock. Then Overlord gets pigged. That's going to be a supply block for Solar. So, it's certainly not great as we do have the 4th base cancelled. Great start for Clem. A supply block for Solar, and he gets a cancelled 4th. I think Clem's got to be pretty darn happy about this right now, no? That's pretty great early on. That much is for sure. Marines coming back and forth. We are going to be having the Ling Bane trying to push up this ramp and to push this away. The medevacs load. We are going to start retreating through as the upgrades continue up on the side of Clem's. Then 1-1 upgrades continue by Armory, Factory, couple more reactors. All of that continuing into play for the moment. Marines is going to unload. Siege tank settling down. There's a couple of creep teamers get picked off. There's a bunch of creep spread we can still get rid of here as well in front of the 4th, which is just going to make it a little easier to keep fighting into this position as Clem. He gets all the creep teamers. As we do see the Lings coming in for the flank, a couple of Banes as well. We get rid of all the Banes on the low ground. That's never a good sign because it means that Solar does not have splash damage against Marines. You kind of need that as the Ling Bane continues to come through. Target fire again. We don't get all the Banes this time. Clem will be forced to lift up. 1-1 to 0-0. 2-2. Drilling Claw is still on the way in from Clem. We continue to bring that through as the medevacs and Marines continue up as well. Bringing all of that into play right now. He's going to go running tank, going to be firing these Banes in a bit better number now, but that one tank on that high ground is once again going to cause concerns. It's going to be so good at being able to deal some damage. Marines will fight once again. Hatchery still taking some shots. Bane still moving to the upper left side. 2-2 upgrades, vehicle plating, drilling claws. All of that being brought through. Our Lings will continue by and jumping onto the mineral line. SCVs will start dropping as well. Now Medivacs come in and they actually grab themselves. Is that the spawning pool that died? Yes, it is. It starts to rebuild now, so spawning pool has dropped. Fire going to come back down the right. A few of those Lings going to be in some trouble. Widowmine gets burrowed. Lings. Widowmine gets a great shot. Just trails across onto the Lings. Clem is just getting a little bit too much momentum behind him right now, and I think Solar's going to really start struggling, especially as 2-2 kicks in. There's going to be some very efficient fights ahead from Clem, put it that way. And with some very efficient fights ahead of us, I just struggle to see Solar being able to do much to kind of contest that. But like I say, Solar oftentimes is the king of just hanging on in there and not quite going down, not quite letting this all fall apart, so maybe there is still a way. 2-2 about to finish. The Bio pushing forwards. The Widowmine setting up. So you'll scan through. A couple of these queens beginning to drop. Coming in again. More of this Ling Bane still crashing forward. The Hydras and the Banes would love to get through here. And so much Bio. You kind of need these Banelings to guarantee to reach the Marines, because if they don't, this Marine force is just going to absolutely crush you. It's going to be devastating as the Bioforce knocks down another hatchery over on that right-hand side. Still standing here, a few more Banelings going down. We actually crush through this, and Clem will just refuse to lose a fight. There's a couple of Banes on the high ground that will show up. I mean, again, this is the power of 2-2 to 1-1 as well, and units are just melting so quickly that it's just impossible for Solar to really justify standing and fighting, and yet he has no real other option. GG, Clem with the 2-0. Going to pick up this win. Going to be a big one for Clem. I think that's very, very impressive, especially considering the other day it was a bit more of a struggle against Solar.